hills and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance that's bit in his eye. Well, they gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and a long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I drown my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone. I'm sober as good.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shortbangers. This is episode 54. I think I might have actually gone out of sync with these, but I'm guessing. John, Colin with me. How you doing, guys? We still all right from a couple of minutes ago?
And another shame spiral because of my shitty math.
It's just the low-flying fish, mate. It's all right.
Flying fish.
Right, got a question for you. Right, this comes from Chatter. It says, you're off to a party, your hair's all nice. Are you wearing A, cocktail dress and high heels, having been to Harvey Nicks for a makeover, or B, this, I don't know if you can see, but it is the Purple Rangers top from the other night. It's honking, absolutely honking. It looked like somebody were comparing it to purple bus seat covers that they'd seen in Glasgow. So
Have a previous incarnation of Rangers had a similar strip at some point in the past?
I can't mind them having a purple one, if I'm honest with you.
What does purple mean in terms of Catholics and Protestants? What's that going to do with it?
Well, I'm guessing it's swaying towards the latter somehow.
Here's another question.
Although it does sound a bit like papal, doesn't it? So that could be the explanation behind the loss.
Why when there's a night out, like say there's a wedding or a big birthday or something, why do men not go out and get their hair done? Why do we not go out and get like a nice new suit? Or do you?
There's a reason for me.
I only get my hair done when I'm having a nice night out, and that's why mine's a shambles at the moment. I'm going full Father Ted.
Even the manic, I still go and get my hair done.
There is a wee mark just above your lip there.
Just here, just like welcome out, folk. John, do you not get your hair done? Like if you've got a big weekend coming up or whatever, or a work night out?
No. Like I think the last time I was out was my mate's wedding just at New Year there, and I put a wee bit wax in my hair. Just wanted to tap myself up for the occasion. I put a bit of aftershave up. Tell you what, I didn't wear aftershave that often because I got pretty sensitive skin. So I usually tend to save it for big nights out. And I think it was our first Christmas together, the missus bought me, is it Paco Rabanne Millionaire?
Yep.
And honestly, this bottle must be about 10 years old. It's pushing 10 years old, and there's still about 3/4 of it left because I use it so infrequently.
It'll be off.
Does it go off? Does aftershave go off?
It didn't smell bad. It's still,
once it's been opened, I'm sure it kind of lasts. Does it? Aye.
Well, it's one of the wee squishy bottles. So I don't know if that makes a difference. You know, if it was like a bottle of Old Spice and you have to take the top off.
It's got alcohol in it, obviously, so it might preserve it. But I thought they went off after a while. I thought that you lost the.
Next time I'm out calling, I'll give it a wee spritz.
Drink some and tell us, John. Drink some if it makes you feel sick. Then
here we go. Can I ask that? Yes, aftershave can expire. However, they can last for between 6 months and 5 years, depending on the ingredients and how stored.
Cool.
There you go.
And with it being 1 million, John, given inflation, that's probably worth a bit more now as well. So
hang on, I've got it in the bag next to me.
Oof. We're getting an exclusive. I never thought we would branch into science experiments on Shortbangers.
Right, John. Serious, but honestly, it's more than 3/4.
give it a wee spray and tell us how it smells. This is tense.
It smells like the day I got it.
Excellent. There you go. There's value for money, yeah.
There you go. Treat the missus to a wee bit Paco Rabanne when I get into bed.
We get David Russ like
the things I can do.
Right, Fat as Pricker said, if you were told to eat your own face by a big scary man who said he would batter your head in if you didn't, how would you do it? John, how would you eat your own face if you had to do it? You'd have to use cutlery.
I'd use a fleshy bit and cut it off and then cut the big fleshy bit off there.
I think I would
On
try
a
to buy myself time. I'd say I'll start with my ear.
If you've got cutlery,
Sit
you're
down
going to
like
if
that.
you've got cutlery, you're going to go after the big scary man, aren't you? Like, is that the trick to get out of this?
You kind of kick my head and I've got a knife and fork.
Aye.
That might work. What if he's got one
Don't
as
get me
well?
wrong, like it's a MacGyver style battle, but I'd feel better if I had a knife and fork in my hand as compared to nothing if I was going up against a big scary man.
Aye.
Who do you think would win in a fight? Naked Niall or anyone else with a knife and fork?
Naked Niall. I think he had a hurling stick as well, mind.
That's true.
Or a hurl. It was just called a hurl, wasn't it? Not a hurling
Aye.
stick. Get the terminology wrong. He'll be shouting at us. And I'm not wanting to make him angry for obvious reasons.
No.
Just get a knock on your door in the middle of the night.
I would definitely try to buy time. I'd say I'll start with my ears or my cheek and then just try to bite it until he fucked off and went, this isn't happening. Aye. If you're having to cut in fleshy bits, Colin, that what you've gone with?
Aye, fleshy bits first. Now it'd have to be, wouldn't it?
Aye.
It's a real strange request for the boy, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to batter you unless you eat yourself.
Unless you eat your own face. It was gone are the days when it was just for your lunch money or
It almost sounds like one of those really, really cryptic, dodgy questions that you get. You know how you sometimes see it in the paper or the news? Check out this question that someone was asked for a job when they went to Google or Microsoft.
quirky interview question.
Aye, if you really want this job, eat your own face. Right, no bother.
Aye.
You would do
Salary
it. You get
negotiable.
interviewed by fattest prickus. Like, imagine some of the questions he'll ask at an interview. Eh? Fucking
Okay.
hell.
That'd be a good interview, I think. Right, Ryan says, to be fair, do zombies walk? All right, what's the correct term for zombies walking? Says, so Fattest Prickus had tweeted, thought they didn't do walking away, hashtag Rangers FC. Ryan came on the back of it, says, to be fair, do zombies walk, or is there a more accurate verb? I'm sure if any cunt kens, it'll be on Longbangers.
I'm
So
going to say they do the Malmo Mambo.
The Malmo Mambo. They do. I think that so if I remember the documentary Thriller that Michael Jackson did, which I'm sure was a actual factual recreation of zombie events, they danced. They danced to get the would-be victim, the woman that was running away. And even though she sprinted and they were doing a whole dance routine, they still caught up with her, which I found fascinating.
I didn't watch zombie things, but things that when I've accidentally seen them, it's more like a shuffle, eh? Like somebody dragging their feet along.
Aye.
Somebody can't walk with their slippers properly. So
It's one of those things
It's
about
that
the
shuffle.
zombie genre is that some zombies run, some zombies shuffle. So like your 28, is it 28
28
days,
days
28
later.
weeks later, they are like the sprinty, tear you to shreds zombies. Your Walking Dead zombies are
But
like your shuffling
they've
slow
all got-
ones.
But they've all got one thing in common, though, and it's that they're all shite. All the films and all the programs are crap. So that's the commonality.
There's it's funny how these things, I can't remember if we've talked about this on the podcast before, but how these things get ingrained in popular culture that folk just accept that there could be fucking zombies, right? Obviously zombies didn't exist, like vampires didn't exist, and fucking skeletons exist, but no ones that get up and fucking kick about the place.
Ghosts,
Ghosts,
God,
yeah.
all these people, all these things.
All these things, right? When The Walking Dead was launching, they did some promo and they had, so it was nighttime in like a garage forecourt, and they had wee CCTV kind of hidden cameras up. And when the folk were filling up the cars, they had actors kind of walk towards the forecourt as zombies. And the folk were shitting themselves like, shite, fucking zombie, proper panicking about it. And you think, surely you would go, no such thing as a zombie. You didn't be scared. That's, Joe, it's clearly somebody that's fucking dressed up. But not one of them, well, none of the ones that they showed.
But do you remember, I'm trying to think how many years ago it would be now, but I don't know if it was as long as 10, but it was certainly probably more than 5. There was a whole big craze about killer clowns.
Aye, that wasn't that long
Scary
ago. Aye, only a few years back. Aye.
Was it
Aye,
Gate's
over
Head where they
5.
were just like appearing, like standing by roundabouts in the middle of the night, just folk standing
just-
dressed as clowns?
just a fucking idiot dressed in a clown suit.
Aye.
You know what I mean? But with a knife.
Aye.
It-
They've
It's
not got a
it's not
superpower.
No, it's just a daft. It's somebody that wants to stab somebody. It's nothing to do with the clown thing's a diversion here. That's why
Aye.
we're making this. This is making it like less serious.
Supernatural.
Aye,
Aye. You could run away from a clown, no bother, because look at their fucking
the
shoes.
big shoes. Aye, exactly.
They would be regretting that choice as they were given chase, eh? Oh, fucking hell. Why did I go as a killer sprinter? So they jump in the car, they go to give chase, and the wee fucking car falls apart. They're going, bastards!
Or they could have dressed up as a proper killer, like fucking Jack the Ripper or
Aye.
Dennis Nelson or something. You know what I mean? Do
Dressed
that.
up as
Fred
Oscar
West.
Pistorius.
The tuna guy.
Killer
Neil,
killers.
Neil said, what does Steven Gerrard hate more, winning the English Premier League or capacity crowds? Does have an aversion to both, though, eh?
Aye. Aye, certainly done very well with folk in. Aye, Brox,
He
is he?
makes. Has there anyone made bolder statements than Steven Gerrard that has been proved wrong?
Oh, that's a
he
good
had
point.
He had his this does not slip, and then he fucking slipped. And then what was it he said about crowds? I've never seen a fan win a football game.
Aye.
That's right.
And then I'm calling on the crowd. Really
Yeah.
sorry, Stephen.
And then he said after the game, he says, you can't concede 2 goals away from home, and then you can't concede 2 goals at home. You fucking can, Stephen. I'm pretty sure I've just watched your team do it. Aye.
Yeah.
Right, Oscar Ramage says, you're Sergio Ramos. You see Lionel Messi being paraded around. Which leg of his do you accidentally break flying in with a 2-footer during your first training session together?
Is Ramos signed for PSG as well?
Aye.
Oh,
It's like
fucking
they've done a cheat mode on Football Manager.
Aye.
They've signed. So who is it? The what's the Italian goalkeeper called? Donnarumma or something like that?
Donnarumma, yeah.
Fucking hell, got that right.
They got him as well.
Aye, Ramos, Messi, Wijnaldum for Liverpool.
Yep.
And they've got Mbappe up front still. He not signed him, but he was already there. Who's the front three? It's like Mbappe, Messi, and
Neymar.
Neymar. Like,
But they've got all these ones that are listed. They've got them on free transfers. It's fucking
Aye.
mental. Just kind of scraping
thought
around
that
the bargain bin.
I thought that was funny, the Messi, the whole drama around it. Like he's standing there in tears, like floods of tears and all that. Was it last Sunday when I got in? Was it Sunday? I can't remember after the
Aye.
game. I think it was. And he's in floods of tears. And you think, it was only last season he was trying to force a move to Man City. Like he was trying to get out, and they wouldn't let him go. They made him stay. No, your
Aye.
contract says you're staying. You're fucking staying. And a year later, he's like, "Oh, I don't ever want to leave this club and that." And like, mate, you were trying to fuck off last year.
Maybe he just didn't want to go to Paris.
Aye.
But anyway, he's there now. If you're Ramos, so if you were a footballer, right, and say you sign for Hibs, John, right, you're a no-nonsense centre half, and then they go out and sign. I'm trying to think of a good heart striker, but they've not had a good heart striker since fucking John Robertson, have they?
I was just it's John Robertson, isn't it?
Aye, so they sign him in his prime. You've had a few ding-dong battles with him over the years. Do you hold a grudge when he joins the team and crunch him first opportunity you get, or do you let bygones be bygones?
No, crunch him first opportunity, yeah.
Ramos definitely
It's
wouldn't
like-
fuck about it. He would hold a grudge.
I wouldn't. I would, because he's there. He presumably, is he there to win stuff, or is he just there to pick up the money? I suppose. But he's there to win stuff. You're not going to take out the best player, like ever, are you? Just because he was better than you when he was better. He was better than Real Madrid.
Fuck her petty quality.
It's the same. It's the same. So it's.
But
quite-
he's selfish. Football players are selfish.
Aye.
You ever been asked if you were a referee and you were refereeing Hibs in the Scottish Cup final, say, and there was a sniff of a penalty, would you give it? Of course you'd fucking give it.
Oh,
Absolutely.
100%.
Like I'm that petty. I am that blinkered about these things.
Well,
so
and that's true. Well, Craig Thompson done it, so it is a
Aye.
possible.
Aye.
You can do it.
I would crunch Messi. I would give Hibs a penalty.
But that's not going to benefit you though. Given the
fuck it,
penalty benefits you, right? Because Hibs get a penalty in the cup final, but Ramos is playing in the same team as him, and he's got to crunch him, take
Aye,
him out.
but
It's not
but-
benefiting him.
No one is in training. They might
So
go
if you
different
look-
teams in training. Defence
so
via attack.
Ramos is minted. He's not a bad looking guy. Let's be fair, and he's won pretty much everything that he can. Messi is about the same. So really, like, can we not just let those two have it out?
Well, they should
Like
have
that
signed for
would
different teams.
that would be more entertaining than PSG trying to fucking dope the financial fair play rules to try and win the Champions League finally. Just
Aye.
I'd like a bit of scandal, a bit of controversy. Ramos, like, can he let it go? Because I think there's an element of
Is Ramos the one that's
like,
married to Shakira?
No,
oh,
that's
that was
PK.
PK.
Oh, PK, so it is. So
Aye.
it is. Aye.
Could you imagine, like, Ramos is considered a bit of a shithouse, like, it's, not just for wiping out the boy Salah in the European Cup
The
final a couple of
Champions
years
League,
ago.
aye.
Could you imagine, like, the levels of shithousery if he was to clean out Messi and roll him out for the season before he'd even kicked the ball for PSG?
That's
Why-
why I think
what's
he
in
would
it
do
for
it.
him? What's in it for him?
Just because he's a bit
Just
of a
because
raj.
he's a major shithouse.
Aye.
Ah,
Why is
but he'll do it to,
why
he's
is
got to do it
why is
against the
Ramos?
other teams, not for his team. It doesn't make sense.
I know, but
Aye.
that's
We're not
shithousery.
saying there's logic behind it.
No, there's
Just
no
that he's
logic
that
at
much
all.
a dick that he would do it. All right, Charlie B said, if the answer is Craig Levine, what are the questions? Well, it's got an irritating voice and no cunt medals.
It's got to be about medals, isn't it?
If the answer
The longest serving manager, that's never won anything.
Who's the first aider at Tynecastle?
Aye. Joe, with Levine, what was the boy's he banjoed? Was it Graham Hogg?
Yes.
Aye. See, in the same team, Colin.
Aye. What's the sense? Where's the sense in it?
There's sense. Levine did it.
Well, they had an argument about. You're saying premeditated going out. What happened there was somebody never headed the ball away that was meant to, and had an argument about it, like players do. Normally, a goalie when they've let a goal in, and the boys went "fuck you" and lamped them. That's what happened there. That's totally different to premeditated going out and taking out your best player in training just because he fucking won the league a few times more than you when you played in a different country.
So who's an even more stupid bastard than Sergio Ramos?
Craig Levine for growing that beard and looking like Rolf Harris.
Yeah.
Oh, aye. Who did the best Angelos Epithimu impression at Easter Road?
That's a shout.
Tony Swanson said, Hibs sign a new player called Doig, Doige. How many shirts does the boy that puts the name on waste before he gets it right? Tons, probably. Imagine us trying to fucking figure that one out.
Aye.
I think we
I've
would
never
just
seen
give
the
up.
name Doig spelled like that either, with an E on the end. Like that.
No.
That's a new name. I think that exists.
This exists somewhere.
Think.
That's bound to. If your surname is Doig with an E, text into 80295 and let us know.
We need, if you're ever texting in 80295 as a result of us badgering you to do it, go and mention Longbangers. Just keep mentioning Longbangers.
Or tell us that you've done it, at least. Ewan Wilson said, if you were to be a chubby stunt double for a celebrity, who would it be?
Kevin Nisbet.
Colin?
Chubby something. Right, so somebody skinnier than me then. Oh, it gives me a fucking better choice. Was it Sean Ryder? Somebody told me I was.
You had Sean Ryder. Somebody mentioned Sinead O'Connor as well the other day.
Sinead O'Connor with a beard. One of them then.
Aye, I'll go for Father Ted. Since I'm rocking the haircut, that's a fat Father Ted.
Can we get you done up in a priest's? What's the priest?
Dog collar and that.
Aye, it's not a habit. That's monks.
No, I'm not doing that.
Just a dog collar, Matty. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Right. Alan Cooper said, if Chris Boyd was made of chocolate, what would it be the staunchest chocolate bar ever?
I really want us to do footballers as chocolate bars.
Right. Why?
Not
would you want
necessarily
to do that?
just now. I just think there's a bit of material in it. Because I think Raymond had given me the idea because he compared Jake Doyle Hayes to Lindt chocolates.
Yeah, because he was so smooth.
Because he was so smooth.
Well, Boyd would be a chocolate orange or something like that, like a Jaffa cake or...
Aye, staunch.
Aye, something like that. William said, take the 2-mile walk to the toilet in the Weatherspoons or piss yourself like everyone else in there already has.
It is funny how the toilets are always miles away, though, eh?
Aye.
And it must be the kind of buildings they buy, though, because they're always like old banks and stuff like that, eh? Or old sort of.
Aye. I have expected kind of to open it, but I think you've got there to be like fucking Narnia, do like a Winter Wonderland when you open it and fucking talking line and that. It's not like that. I wouldn't go to Weatherspoons these days either. I fucking detest the boy, so he's on the list. But it's ridiculous. Imagine, right, you go to the toilet for one of two things, right? Normally, piss or a shit, right? Shits take longer than a piss, right? Imagine how long you'd be away for if you found yourself in the unfortunate, and it would be in the unfortunate position of having to go for a shit while you're in a Weatherspoons. I reckon there'd be a very real risk that you'd be locked in. The time you got there, done your business. If last orders hasn't been and gone by the time you're out of there, you've done well.
Your pals would think you'd gone home.
Aye.
Like just in a
Sneaked away.
swift exit.
Yeah.
Last time I went to the toilet, the Weatherspoons, I took a packed lunch because I got hungry on the way. Fucking mental. Lamac said, how can you be both a fat bastard and a postie? They walk miles every day. If I walked that much every day, I'd be skinny, but I'm not. So I'm guessing that at some point on that day he had seen a fat postman.
I've certainly seen a fat postman for, I can't think, other ones in my way are the fat.
Nah, same here.
Must be for that reason they say. Maybe the boy had just started.
Maybe. I actually have had considered it. Right? See if you could make the same money then postie than you can then Addy and working in finance and stuff. I would definitely consider it because it is a great way to lose weight. You're active the whole day. I've given that proper consideration loads. I think it'd be a cracking job to do.
Yeah, in the summer, the winter would be a bit.
That's how you make the most. You just wrap up well, don't you? Like if you, what was the
You can't
expression?
cover your hands up because you're in the bag all the time getting envelopes.
Fingerless gloves. Have you ever had fingerless gloves? What a fucking waste of time. But that would be ideal for that scenario. But you're right for that. You ever had to be hand warmer things that you get? You can snap them and then they heat your hands up.
I've
Did
heard
you see, so you know how we had the dodgy weather back in February? Like we had the big sort of blanket of snow.
Yeah.
And this was obviously like sort of after lockdown 2, and the posties and the delivery services have been absolutely hammered because nobody can go to the shop, so everything's coming through the mail, it's getting dropped off at your door, your dinner, everything. And then there was the boy who went to someone's house and there's a woman that had slipped outside and she's asked him for help and he's went, sorry, I'm fucking tired. And he just kept walking. I know it's terrible. I know it's brutal, but fuck me, like I could honestly empathise with the boy. Listen, hey, you're just gonna have to die because I'm shard.
Could have been another boy at the start. The boy that takes, then he would take all his clothes off and fucking ran out of water.
See how quick she gets up then. Parma said, if Hibs were a pet, what would they be, a cat or a dog?
Cat.
Aye, I would go with cat as well.
Well, I don't know, because I love my dog unconditionally, even though he annoys me at times.
Well, it's just that's it then, isn't it? It's a dog. For that reason.
But folk love their cats unconditionally as well. That's what happens. The thing with cats is they only sometimes love you back. Whereas dog loves you back. And it's
aye, so maybe do you think Hibs love you back? Do we want to get into that conversation?
Depends what they're doing. So when it suits all right, LG and Cow 456 said if the squad went into a Royal Rumble, who wins? I'm looking for a top 10. I don't think we've got time to do a top 10, but if a Royal Rumble, do you came with Royal Rumble?
This is wrestling. So it's not really a fight then, eh? Aye. So it's all pre-designed, predetermined anyway. So
I think we did numbers.
Right.
Aye, the names at the start.
Let's pick the weakest one, and he's winning. Who's the weakest one? Just for a laugh. Just to meet. Aye, Blue Stevenson wins.
Do you imagine the outrage? 500 odd appearances.
One of the 16-year-old lads. One of the 16-year-old laddies.
It's not fucking good enough for Hibs. It's not fucking good enough for the Royal Rumble.
I wonder, see with like wrestling and that, and they wear fucking ridiculous clothes. Like how do you think they look hard when they're wearing effectively
Trunks.
like mankinis and trunks and that? It's ridiculous, isn't it? I think any of
Oh,
them
it's
take each other
ridiculous.
seriously.
I mean, it's acrobatics and that. It's no a sport.
It's circus. It's
Pantomime,
pantomime.
yeah.
It's
Oh no, it's not. Right, Junior said, "What biscuit would you be and why?"
It's funny when you say that. I can't even think of any biscuits at the moment at all. Like I'm like even now. I can't even think of any brands of biscuit.
I'm not going to rattle them off again.
No.
I'm going to say a chocolate round.
A chocolate round.
Aye, because they're a bit thick.
I'll go for a Kit Kat because I enjoy taking breaks.
Oh, pressure's on, Colin.
Again, quick think of a slogan.
Come back to me.
What's a forgetful biscuit? Right, the Hibs are here said, should American WWE style wrestling be an Olympic sport?
Oh, it's not even a sport. Why is it a fucking? Why are these wrestling questions coming from?
I think if something happened in the wrestling, or
Have we
did you
suddenly
watch any of
got
the
a
Olympics?
13-year-old audience listening to Shortbangers? I'm only joking, boys.
Did you watch the Olympics?
Bits and bobs, but the time it kind of passed me by a lot. I've seen some of it. Not as much as normally would. Just for the times it was on, but then BBC were only allowed to show 2 sports at a time. So even if you were going, I went red button at one point because it was like the show jumping. The horses are jumping over the things, and I thought I pressed the red button and see what was on. Nothing else on. Because but they were limited. They never had the full contract they normally have.
That's rubbish.
Because it was like Discovery Plus or Disney or something had all the rights, and BBC only got bits and bobs of it. So you couldn't even watch.
That's a bit niche, isn't it?
It's I think Sky have been giving it for free.
Aye,
I've got Sky. They're offering it for you. I've got it now.
No, watch it.
Free for a year.
Okay.
Did one of the horses shit in the dressage or something? I saw a bit of noise about that, and I presumed that was what had happened. They were talking about, did they get points off, or how do you stop a horse shitting in the dressage?
Yeah, I always wonder, like, horses shit. I've got a psychopath up the back here that I take the dugger walk up, and I've got to pick the dug shit up, obviously, right? That's the rules. But there's horse shit over it because folk take the horses doing it. And you, how do they need to pick that up?
And that's much worse.
Bigger.
Probably need to take a bin bag out with you.
Ah. It's a shovel. It's not.
Aye, they should though.
No, I agree.
It's like the Polish horses at the football. They shit everywhere and they're not bothered about it. But you do it, and the Polish huckle you stay away. You try to take a shit in the street.
Exactly. we were out, I think it was Saturday, and there's loads of it. My wife was saying that she thinks it's because of the diet. Horses just eat a lot of grass and that, so it's not toxic. Or I don't know if this is just their opinion or if this is fact. Text me 295 I guess if you know. But
if you're a horse, would you want your owner to pick up your shit after you?
I suppose you need to jump off the horse and all that to go down and get it, but somebody should be following them along or something. Like,
could they not do you know how horses when
put a bag in it?
When they're feeding them, they put like the nose bag thing on and the horses just eat out of that. Could they not put an arse bag on? Why did they not do that with ducks?
Well, seemingly you can get for female dogs. I don't know, Colin, if you've got a female dog, but
I do.
When they're on their period, if you've not had them dressed, you have to put like wee pairs of pants on them when they're having their period.
Aye, we had that last year for you can get a wee for like overnight in that.
Are you getting a boy or a girl dog, Matty?
Boy.
Aye, you're fine.
Aye. That's the bit that I'm least
going to try and shag you.
Aye, the bit that I'm least looking forward to about owning a dog is picking up shit.
You get used to it. It's not.
I'm trying to think it like when you have a baby.
I was like that at first, yeah.
And you've got to wipe their arses and everything like that. And you didn't mind because it's your kid. Well, I see you didn't mind it.
Sometimes the ones up the back and all that.
Can you like, Christ, how have you done that?
Chuck it straight in the bath.
Get the fucking times I've had to get a baby wipe to Murphy's arse.
To pull something out.
I had to pull. He was struggling a wee bit with some grass that was sort of like half hanging out his arse today. So I was like, right, get your hand.
Yeah.
No, with my bare hand, I should mention. Like the wee poo bag covering.
Yeah.
Did he look at you in a grateful way Like you imagine, do you know, you hear the stories about elephants or lions that have got like a splinter in their paw, and somebody goes and takes it out, and then the lion doesn't kill them for it, right? Did Murphy, when you were helping pull stuff out of his arse, did he look at you in a way that thought, "Thanks, mate," or did he go, "Fuck, are you dead?"
Well,
Dirty bastard.
there is a phenomenon amongst dogs. It's not all dogs, but some dogs stare at you the entire time that they're doing the toilet. Like they will maintain eye contact with you. And there's like different
And
things
then-
they thought was
That's a
And then
power
just-
play and a half, that, isn't it?
Right, fucking pick up now, daft cunt.
Did they the wee countdown in their head? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick it up. Aye. Right, Ron Burgundy asked, best internet lockdown buys, air fryer's not allowed. Aye. His is a water flosser. What's the best thing that you've bought in lockdown?
Ooh. You know, I bought quite a lot, but I can't actually think of anything. But there's always something getting delivered to this house. Over your coffee machine. Did that one?
Oh,
is that
I had a coffee. Yeah, I've got that. Coffee machine's good. The only thing that we find with that is coffee's only that hot a lot of the time. Do you know coffee didn't make it boiling anyway, but I quite like a milky coffee. But if you put any more than just a tiny wee bit of milk in it, then
Have you know the frother bit?
That's coming. It's coming. We got it. Aye, it should
it
come in, I think,
one of the
next
wee
week.
pod machines, or is it?
Aye, what are they called,
percolator
Colin?
style?
The Nespresso.
Nespresso.
Aye, one of them. I got Jane it for her birthday.
Well, but you got
That's a
the
good
air
one when
fryer
you
as
buy
well.
a
That was-
present.
was that
Buy a
not lockdown
present.
purchase?
Sorry, John. I was just
What
saying
was
it's
it,
a good one when you buy a present. Sorry, I'm fucking doing it again.
No, sorry, on you go. On you go.
When you buy a present and say that's for your birthday.
Aye.
Right, you want a coffee? Because I'll have one as well.
Just while we're there.
I've got you an iron. It's a good one.
Well, it's funny. This 1 year ago, was it Jane's 30th? Got her, and I remember 35th. Got an iPad, and the iPads were quite new at this point. And she was like, "You got that for yourself," and I hadn't. Like it was just like a genuine present, but because I'd been so defensive about, and I didn't get it for you, I never used the thing. I think I maybe used it about 10 times, just to prove the point that it wasn't a present for me. I could have shot myself in the foot with that. It would have been, I should have said, no, it's for you, but I'll use it if you don't want to use it or whatever. But I had to think to prove that I wasn't lying. So, aye.
John, one thing I didn't buy that was good in lockdown was I got the subscription to The Athletic.
Yep.
And that isn't a good buy because it's just
Is that
too many
shit?
words to read. Aye, there's far too many words to read. And you just never get into it all. And it's like, I'm one of these, like even reading the message boards, as soon as I see a post that's got more than 2 sentences, 3 sentences, I'm just...
Hey, if there's no space out of that, you'll forget, scroll past.
Oh, too many fucking words. That's what I always think when I see it. Too many words. So aye, the Athletics very much like that. It goes into the detail that you're like, too much. And who's this boy that's writing it? Like, how does he know all this shit anyway?
Aye.
So that wasn't a good buy, but it didn't cost me much. So
John, did you answer?
Nah, I don't think I bought anything special, to be honest.
You had a baby.
I've had a baby. I never
stop
bought
buying,
it.
stop buying Johnny's.
Stop buying. Bought golf clubs. I got myself a pair of waterproof golf shoes, and they have repaid me in spades.
Decent. Right. Okay.
I know.
Excuse me. Right, well, time for one more for this episode, and then we'll quickly go into the next one. Right, so fattest prickers, do flamingos stand on one leg to save wear and tear on the underside of their feet? In fact, I'll just carry on. We've only got a couple of questions left after that one, so we'll just bash on it.
I don't know is that what they do like? Stand on one
So,
foot?
yeah, they
They'll
stand.
create wear and tear on their knee then, will they not? Have they got a knee? I don't know.
Yeah.
So they'll create wear and tear on their knee by saving it on their feet. I think they're thinking this through.
So you can have a favoured foot.
Aye. We've all got a favoured foot, have we not?
Aye. I think everybody was just going
Unless you're
one
Derek
leg.
Laird, then. You know what I
Aye,
mean?
but
He's-
we're no flamingos.
The thing is, it'd be something to do, like, they've obviously needed at some point for the species to survive, right? Which is like how evolution works, right? So they figured out at some point that the most effective way of standing is to stand on one foot. Well, why do we not know? Like, so surely that,
Is it always the same foot?
I don't know.
Because
I wonder if
maybe
it's
there's-
like a. This is going to sound a bit daft, but is it like a sort of counterbalance thing? Because you'll have seen like Crocodile Dundee, for example, or documentaries with Australian Aboriginals, and they'll have a similar sort of stance. It's like one straight leg and then the other one's sort of like cocked against it.
The Karate Kid did it at the end of the first Karate Kid movie. He stood on one leg to get the winning kick.
Aye.
Channeling his inner flamingo.
Aye. So he's got a favoured leg. Well, but it was favoured at that point because he'd been swept a couple of times by Cobra Kai.
I think it's to trick predators in the water. So they think they're maybe a tree or something rather than a two-legged animal.
Yeah.
But that would only work like if it was a crocodile going, just going to swim in
Look, there's
between
a
all these.
one-limbed flamingo. Let's go after it.
I'll go in between all these trees, and then as soon as it gets out the water, it's going to go, there's no trees. I've fucking been fooled. And maybe they're forgetful. I don't know. Good question anyway, Alex. Again, if anybody knows a flamingo, ask them and then let us know.
And text the nail.
I'd send that one into QI. I think more than 8295.
QI, yeah.
Can I see Stuart Damkin and answer that one?
Alistair Taylor said, what's more satisfying, a great big zit that when you squeeze it comes out like a big wriggly worm, or one that explodes with a loud bang and sprays a mirror in front of you?
I tend not to do it. I've got people in the house that do that for me.
Did they ever get hit? Like, did they get caught in the crossfire? Or?
They have in the past, but mainly mine's are like, it's because my hair's so short and that I've got like wee ingrown hair and stuff. So, but they all, I've got 3 daughters, I've got and a wife, and I've got 3 out of that 4 that love getting involved in that shit, almost fighting over it to go and burst spots and that.
I mean, we talked about this. Was it before last week? We thought it nearly made me vomit.
Off the air on it.
Aye.
With Dr. Pimple Popper, amazing. Some of the stuff she pops them out in like fucking whole, like balls, pus. She just cuts a wee hole and fucking squeezes it, and she squeezes it out, and it comes out. You need to watch that program. At Discovery Plus, you can get them all. I think there's a box sets there.
Not gonna watch it.
TLC, it's on.
Yeah, not gonna watch it. There's
the one with the boy's nose is amazing. The one I sent you a photo. Have a look at that.
Testicle nose.
It's episode I think 20 or 19, 20, 21 of the latest series. Just for the listeners to go and have a look at that. The boy's got like a big ball sack hanging off his nose. And a big ball sack.
It is. You said there's a photo in the group chat, and as much as it turned my stomach, it was like a proper.
It's not an average ball sack. It's a big ball sack.
It was who was the Viz character that had the Buster Gonad?
Buster Gonad.
Aye. It was like Buster Gonad had done kind of surgically transplanted onto his face. I would rather the one spectacular, but I think that would be my preference rather than a wormy type. Matt said, what's your favourite ABBA song? How many ABBA songs do you know?
Waterloo.
Take a Chance on Me.
Yep.
Fernando.
Tragedy. Did they sing Tragedy?
Tragedy was ABBA, yeah. And Steps. Was it? Or was it the Bee Gees?
The Bee Gees.
Aye, the Bee Gees did it. Or was it?
Bee Gees wrote it.
Bee Gees and Steps.
Fuck me. Right.
I've not got any favourites. No, I just I don't know. I don't know if I've got any favourite. I was thinking of when you said that there. What was there was a musical that Pierce Brosnan was in. Aye.
The daughters loved that. They watched it over and over and over. And I think we spoke about musicals before. I hate them so.
False, isn't it? He's standing and he just starts singing, and you're like, "The fuck you doing?"
I've said this before. Can you imagine that happened in your life? Imagine we're sitting. But even if we did it on the podcast, could you halfway through somebody said a trigger word and then you just burst through it in the song?
John's did it twice tonight already, though. To be fair. This is like Longbangers, Shortbangers the musical.
I did it the other night with The Streak.
Fair enough. I'll go Dancing Queen, just so we've got an answer. Matt also said, in what relation is the This question doesn't make. It must have been pissed when he wrote that. What relation is the Malmo gaffer to Heckenbottom since they look exactly the same?
No, they don't.
No, they didn't really. He did say that they did look alike, but I didn't really think that they did either. The Malmo gaffer done them up a beauty though, eh? Like he proper trolled them before the game, and then
Quality.
aye, could need more of that.
It's a Scottish press though as well. It's just like, and they're going, "What do you mean by that?" Like, you fucking know.
Aye, that's what he pretty much said to them, eh? Come on, boys. The thing is, why have they not called it out before?
No, because they'll lose listeners or viewers or readers
Gravy.
or whatever it is.
Gravy train.
Charlie B says, right, do you eat the red pill and Hibs don't exist anymore, or eat the blue pill and Hibs do exist, but you have a football banning order which extends to social media, etc., so you never even know the results?
Well, I think one's, on the face of it, one's if you do the red pill, you're affecting everybody there. Like, so if I'd done that, you would never get to see it either, so I'd be taking the pleasure away for you guys as well. So
Yep.
you would,
Is that what you're going for?
I would fuck you.
That is premeditated. That
The
is
Sergio
Sergio
Ramos.
Ramos.
This is the
Shut
Sergio Ramos of pill taking.
Collins finally revealed himself. He's taken off the mask.
But is that? That's the choice, isn't it? It's like,
Aye.
fuck it up for yourself or fuck it up for everybody.
Aye, take the blue one. Take the blue one. Wouldn't want to have no Hibs at all. Ewan Wilson, would you rather be stuck in a room with Stephen Craig in commentary on a loop or Willie Miller's sports sound punditry? That's a hard one as well.
I'm taking Craig in. I think Willie Miller is fucking horrendous. Craig and I disagree with at times, but Willie Miller just thick as fuck.
What I would is I would have Willie Miller. Oh, is he there to talk to, or are you just listening to him?
Listening to him, like.
Oh fuck, right? Because I was just, if you could have them there to talk to, Willie Miller would be the best one. Because you imagine having these conversations with Willie Miller, how fucking blown his mind would be. Willie, why do flamingos stand on one leg? What, fuck, what's
You never actually have a conversation with him, though. You just ask him, repeat all the questions we've ever been asked on Shortbangers until his head explodes and he fucks off.
Yeah.
Aye, that's a tough one. Yeah, I'd probably go with Cragen as well. John?
I think they're both slavers, but I'd probably go with Cragen because he's got a bit more variety in his tone. Willie Miller
He's
just
got a nice soft Irish accent in that as well, compared to fucking.
you could. It's probably easier to have a wank to Cragen's voice than it is.
Do you know Willie Miller sounded more and more like? Do you remember the Fast Show and they did the Paul Whitehouse the kind of jumpers for goalposts, isn't it? Do you know, young boys in the park? Like Willie Miller's getting more and more like him the older he gets.
But kind of said, I don't know if it was earlier in this one or if it was on the last one we done, but because it's all just melding into one. But Willie Miller played when we were laddies.
Aye.
We were born in the 70s, right, late 70s. He was fucking playing when we were at primary school, and yet he's still sitting on the telly. How many rule changes? He played in the era of passbacks because he was the master of it, right? That's not existed for 20 years, but he's still commentating against Pat Bonner and fucking Mark Hateley. And you're going, these boys aren't fucking relevant. Like, get them off the air.
Yeah.
Why are they still talking to us about football? It's a different game altogether. Like, if somebody puts a bad tackle and they're like, nah, it's not that bad. You're like, mate, it fucking is nowadays.
Aye.
I mean, they're not wearing 10-inch studs anymore. You're not allowed to go in above the knee. Again, it's just not allowed anymore. You can't pass back to the goal either, by the way, Willie. Well, we're at.
Aye.
And nobody ever says to them, you need to get yourself up to date with the rules. Even Derek Ferguson was retired before fucking we left high school, I think. You know what I mean? It's fucking.
Aye. Who's the mates Cunningham, McFadden? Who else? McFadden?
McFadden, Mikey Stewart.
Mikey Stewart.
Aye, and they're all right. They're the better ones. Even Naismith was all right. You know, earlier on you were saying what you were saying, but on Sports Scene he's been all right, even though he's still on the books at Hearts.
He sounds like he talks while he's holding his nose, though. Naismith. He has that voice, doesn't he?
Aye. Blow your nose, mate.
Aye.
But they ones are better. Even Ricky Foster, he's still playing. He's all right. Richard Foster, what he's calling himself now, but they're all the better ones, the younger ones, and that might be because they've played more recently, so they kind of understand it a bit better.
You're saying they're better, but I think it's a pretty low bar. I remember we criticised Ricky Foster for commentary that he had. I think it was a Hibs game actually. It was just stinking. It was.
Aye.
I think he was talking about. I want to say he was talking about Martin Boyle, and he was trying to give an opinion as if he'd seen him a number of times when he quite clearly hadn't seen him more than once.
Yeah.
Like more than the game he was actually watching at that point in time, and that's really difficult for someone who at that point had been watching Hibs week in, week out on the telly, never mind like all the previous years and seasons that we'd watched them. And that's just a really poor indictment of Scottish football, isn't it? Just like you say, like the guys that are telling you about the game that's taking place now that stopped playing about 30 years ago. Yeah. Why are these guys still getting paraded out as the so-called experts?
Aye, nonsense. Right, Lamac said, my biggest regret as a Hibs is missing the Scottish Cup win. What's yours?
I wish I had left or not gone to the game in 2012.
Aye.
Or left earlier, because I was clinging on to the hope that, because my opinion on football is you always get a 10-minute spell. You always get a 10-minute spell, and even at half time, the old boy in front turned, because I've been telling my daughter that, and he turned and he was like, went in 2-1. Obviously, he's like, we'll get our chance, and then that cunt came out and gave the red card and the penalty for in the first minute. That was your chance blown. Then I should have just left then. But I stayed. I didn't stay at the end, but I stayed close enough to the end that I still got stuck in the traffic on the way out. I should have been home before they had even lifted the cup. But that's a negative one. But yeah, as much as folks say they didn't care about 2012 and I'm over it and all that, I take it. I'm not like still gets my goat.
I can't mind it. Yeah, that's like the thing about it. I just as soon as it happened, I was like, must have put that in the wee bit of my head that just throws all the shite stuff and just went, fuck it. I'm going to think about that again. I missed the AEK Athens game and 6-2, so that's probably my regret. John?
I missed those games, but I didn't regret them so much. I think for the 6-2 game, I was in plaster having dislocated my knee, and I think I was maybe recovering. It was one of them I was in plaster, the other one I was recovering. The game that I miss, or my regret, is the 3-0 Scottish Cup game at Ibrox. I think O'Connor, Killen and Sproul scored.
Yeah.
I had a ticket and then I had other commitments at the last minute, so couldn't make it.
That was a good day, that one.
Aye. Right, last question. 150k in Harlan Hill. If boobs and bums were to switch positions, which would you be? A boob man covered up by jeans, or a bum man, huge arse crack hanging out the front of a t-shirt? So if they swapped them around.
It would kind of change like, from a cleavage point of view, would it look that different at the top? Like, so really, because it's just that.
Depends what kind of arse they've got, doesn't it?
But that would look weird.
Yeah.
Whereas the front, I don't know if.
Breastfeeding. So you know how there's a bit of a trans debate at the moment, and some of the terminology is being changed, so you're no longer a breastfeeder, you're a chest feeder. In this scenario, would you be a bottom feeder?
Yeah, you would be. Aye, I was wondering where you were going to go with that one. It's like that. It's like one debate, you just like
that. Stay clear.
Aye, dodge that one altogether. I think there's no right answers in that one. That's what I get for seeing the chat online. So, I think it would change you. I think if you were already a boob man, you would stay a boob man. If you were already a bum man, you'd stay a bum man or woman. You know, we didn't discriminate. So that's my view. Or objectify, John, which is the more important part here, I'm sure. Right. On that bum note. We'll call it a night. We'll be back on Sunday with Quick Bang after the Hibs Killie game, and then on Monday with Longbangers. Look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you later.
Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink what I know.